going on, traders? Welcome to the channel. I'm John. That's Groot. We trade options here. Alright, we are talking about AMC stock. This thing is getting ready to take off. AMC is springboarding. It's getting ready. It's holding a beautiful, beautiful uptrend. I'm on the 4-hour chart right now in AMC, so you can see this here. This is from literally the start of 2021. It's like January 2nd or 3rd. And we go all the way up to today. So 9 months in, we are up big, and you are looking at a gorgeous trend line that we're going to watch to hold. So I want to talk about a couple things here. Let's just look at charts only for now, and then I will talk about kind of my thesis, my thought. To top this off, not financial advice. Make sure to get this out to the community. You are going to want to hit the like button. That will actually spread it to other people interested in stocks, in options, in making money in the markets. And that's what we do here. We trade options for income. We get a weekly, monthly income, and we utilize that to go into like more speculative plays to hopefully get, a 10, 20x type of situation. And then also we use it to build the income snowball further. So over time, it just kind of keeps growing and growing. So go ahead and subscribe, but do hit the like. We want to get that out to the community. So let's dive in. I'm looking at the 4-hour chart here in AMC. A couple things in general. Whenever you see a big run up, you start to see like what we call a pendant shape, and so, or a flag, whatever you want to call it, anything of that nature. You start to see like a tightening, a consolidation of prices. So as an example, I'll lay this out here. From the top here, we had a sort of breakout that took off, and you can see how the lower highs and higher lows started coming up, and then it started to shoot off. And we're running into that same situation up here where now, let me just move this up and down. You're starting to see us get to that point where, okay, prices have consolidated. We've sort of hit this range. And now what we're looking at here is the possibility of a test to the trend line, or this could spring higher. Now, it's impossible to know exactly what the stock is going to do. So you do want to make sure you position yourself carefully. Like I said, not financial advice here, but the one thing I will tell you that will help if you decide to be a speculator in, meme stocks or just the stock market in general, is make sure you are trading with money you can afford to lose. I don't want to see you going around with, your rent money or food. That's the most important thing. Take care of that first. Guess what? The market is always going to be there. So don't do anything stupid or rash. That is a very bad move. I don't ever think anyone should do that. If you know that you're going to make a bad move, don't ever do that. Only mess with stuff that you can afford to lose. So keep that in mind here. Now let's dive in a little bit tighter. I want to just explain kind of the breakdown here so you can sort of understand what's happening. Now, sort of disregard all these lines. I know you're seeing a bunch of them, but I'm now on the 1-hour chart in AMC, and this will explain it a little better. You can see the uptrend, beautiful. We had a nice big run up. Some of my past videos showcased the gains and losses that we had as we were in this range, so check it out as you want to. But let's just talk a little bit more about the ebbs and flows of the market. Okay, now don't even pay attention to the price. Like right now we're around the $2 level, the teens, etc. But whenever you're looking here in AMC, you see a big run up, and then there's consolidation, and that consolidation is always lower. It generally will kind of go lower about 30, 40, 50% lower. Sometimes it will fill a gap like you saw here, and then what happens, we get another run up and then consolidation, and it shakes. So you got to think about what is important here. If you're an options trader, whenever there's big run-ups, it's generally smarter and safe to kind of wait for a retest, especially in something like this. When we were here in the $6 range and it shot up to about 14, 15, you saw people getting very excited, and yes, you can kind of make a little bit of money if you are in the right timing. But the way I see it is, if you go all in and you're at the top, you are done. You're going to lose your money because it will start to trade sideways. So usually you wait for a retest for entry. So some suggestions for people, if they're just kind of new getting into it, start with percentages, like very small fractions of an entry. Like as an example, say you had X amount of dollars to go into, and you see it start running up, do a test entry. Just kind of jump in with like maybe one contract or a couple shares, and then see if that keeps running up. Usually it might, but typically there's always going to be some sort of retest lower to another support level, and that's kind of where you can get these entries. And same thing here, it kept retesting lower and creating entry points for prices, and then we saw this big shot up, and then there was a little bit of consolidation, but once you have like that massive steam blow off, there's going to be drops to consolidate, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. And that's just the natural ebbs and flows of the market. Usually there's big money kind of manipulating the price, trying to get it lower, trying to stop out people with emotions and psychology, and that's where it can get a little tricky there. So why do I think AMC is looking good now? Couple things as I go to the 5-minute chart. One, there was a key support I've been kind of pegging for a while at 48.37, and I've been eyeballing that a lot. You can see we've tested it many times, tested. Finally, after piercing it a few times, we're now above it, and we're above a key psychological level at $50 a share. And you can even see that actually building out on this 5-minute chart. Right here's the $50 a share mark, and we're above that. Volume is starting to pick up to the upside, which is great. Generally speaking, you see any big bars, they're green. That's a very good sign. But also whenever there's drops in the market, the resiliency of the holders of shares, basically the velocity of the stock, the shares being traded, is kind of staying more to the bullish end. So I do like that. But here's the one thing that's keeping me very excited about this stock right now, and that's actually the short interest. So as I go to Ortex here on their Twitter, but if you actually go to ortex.com, they do this for a lot of different stocks, and they calculate the short interest. But here's the thing, we are now at the highest. This is just using the legitimate shares and legitimate counts that they can. So this actually might even be higher, but keep in mind this is even higher at 20.29% than when we had the massive run up a few months back. So let that sink in right now. I'll go out a little further. I'm on the 4-hour chart again. Right when we're at this point and we took off all the way from $14 to about $72 a share, we are now at a higher short interest rate on AMC stock than at this point in time. So if you think about all those factors, this uptrend is maintained, the short interest is higher than ever, even higher than when we had these massive run-ups and stock pumps higher, then to me that is at least worth some speculation in the accounts. That is why I'm exposed to AMC. I want to know from the community, are you trading AMC? Are you holding on to shares? What's kind of your thought process in this situation? So with that being said, happy trading. I hope this is a good week for everyone, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.